Hi, this is Anthony. Last night I was taking a martial arts class online, and during the class I started weeping and I didn't realize why. I had to do a lot of thinking and meditating and prayer to get to why I was that upset, and I realized that they were body memories. Body memories are things that your body remembers, but your mind is forgotten, and sometimes they're triggered by body work, movement, etc. Okay. The whole reason I started to study, I began my training in 1969 when I was 9 years old. The reason was I had almost been almost murdered 2 times that year by older children. The first murder attempt on my life was from a boy who was 13 years old. I was 9. For some reason, he was in the same grade. They used to hold children back in those days. He didn't like me, and I'd get beatings, and they were more than beatings. I mean, they were really bad. One day after gym class, he choked me out. He held me up by the neck, choked me out, and I collapsed. The last thing that ran through my mind was, I hope I go to heaven, and I felt sad that my mother, my mama, my grandma, who had raised me, would be sad that I died. I was awoken, I came to, by a concerned and compassionate gym teacher who asked me what had happened, who had done this, and I wouldn't say anything, and I got dressed and I ran home, hid into my bed. My father comes home. By then I have ligature marks around my neck, and my father was very upset that this has happened to me. So the next day he took me to school. He asked me to point the boy out, and he took the boy behind the bushes with me, and he beat the crap out of the kid pretty bad. And then he wanted me to go study karate. You gotta learn karate. The first place he took me to was in Newark, and I made such a fuss about it, cried so hard I would not go in. He was embarrassed of me, called me all kinds of names, and took me home. So that school year ended. And during the summer, there was a local playground that has a community pool named Metcalf Park. This is in Orange, New Jersey. This is the second murder attempt on me. This time I was in the pool up to my neck. I'm having fun. It's a hot day in August, I believe. And I see this rather large girl heading my way with murder in her eyes. And I knew she was out to get me. And I'm running, trying to run in the water. It was like a nightmare. You can't run. She catches up to me and she dunks me and starts waterboarding me. I'm taking water. Once again, I'm blacking out. Suddenly, I'm lifted out of the water by this giant who we used to name, his nickname was Pee Wee. Gigantic black man. Great. He saved me from her, and he saved her from herself. He held her hand underwater and said, "How do you like it?" Made her apologize to me, sent her home, and banned her from the pool and the park for the rest of the season. At that point, my father had it, and he took me to the best school in town, which was owned and run and operated by Mamoru Shimemoto, a Jutokai and Shotokan teacher. I trained with him from 1969 until 1973, earning back then a brown belt. I was not allowed a black belt until I was 18, and I moved, so was not able to get it. That was the beginning of my training, and Shimemoto was a very, very tough teacher. There weren't ranks or plaques, and there weren't children in the classes. There were police officers, former military men, and little kids like me who were needed to learn how to defend themselves so they wouldn't be murdered. That was the basis for my martial arts. It wasn't a hobby, it wasn't to get in shape, it was to protect my body so I wouldn't be murdered. Because if I not had learned that, I guarantee you, one of those kids would have killed me. That's the world that I grew up and was shaped in, and it's worse now. God bless everybody.